everyone, and welcome to Simple's Cuisine. My name is Harper, if you did not know, and today I am going to be showing you how to make my favorite Thanksgiving leftover casserole, which I made vegetarian because my mom is vegetarian and I wanted her to experience this and to really just show you that you can easily make this vegetarian and then add meat if you want to. So with that being said, let us begin. So the ingredients I use, you really don't need to quote unquote have measurements. You really just have to kind of eyeball it. This is more just like a fun way to combine all of your favorite, or at least my favorite, Thanksgiving dishes into one delicious, amazing dish that you can just have for the next couple of days before it all runs out, because honestly, this thing will not stay long in your fridge. But more or less, I used just mashed potatoes, some gravy. Now I'm having actually vegetarian gravy. I will have the recipe that I used in the description down below. It's a really great recipe. I really liked it. And so, it's definitely a great alternative to a turkey gravy recipe. Of course, we have our green bean casserole. And finally, the stuffing recipe that I actually have a video about. But of course, this is a very customizable dish. If you want to have cranberry sauce, you can definitely have that. Turkey, of course, can be easily incorporated in this. But for me, this is just a simple, basic casserole. So with that being said, from there, get out a Pyrex dish, regular size, nothing like really fancy, nothing big or too small. And you're going to mix the mashed potatoes with a little bit of stock. So this is more or less for number one, to kind of spread the mashed potatoes on the bottom of the dish in a very consistent and smooth manner, but also to kind of moisten up the potatoes a little bit so when it's cooking they won't dry out as much. Now if you want to have cranberry sauce, this is a great time to put on this layer right now, but I personally don't like cranberry sauce, so I didn't make any or have any. Now after that, you're going to put on your layer of gravy. When it comes to gravy, you can have a little bit or a lot. I went more on a little bit, but if you want to have a nice big old thick layer, that will totally not hurt, except of course your arteries. And from there you kind of just disperse the green bean casserole. It's a little bit harder because this thing will be cold from the night or a couple days before, but you can just kind of get in there and break things off and spread it around evenly. It's not that bad. Getting your hands dirty for something so delicious is not a bad thing to do. And then of course finally just bits and pieces evenly spread out of your stuffing. Now there is a worry that you can dry out your stuffing during the cooking of the casserole. For me, I made my stuffing a little bit soggy, so I personally did not worry about drying out my stuffing. But if your stuffing's a little bit dry, I would douse a little bit of the stock on there just to make sure that the thing doesn't dry out and become kind of disgusting. Not disgusting, but a little bit less pleasant than this dish already is. And then finally, I had around a half a cup or 3/4 a cup left of fried onions, so I just poured that on top. I personally think this is a great addition. It creates a great different texture in this dish. But if you don't have leftover, fried onions, don't, go to the store and get it for this reason. But if you do have leftover fried onions, totally put this on the dish. This is a leftover casserole. It's supposed to be a dish where you can get rid of as much excess food as possible. But more or less from there, toss that entire dish in the oven uncovered for around 15 minutes on a preheated oven of 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Now after the 15 minutes, this thing should be done. It's definitely in the season of a Thanksgiving leftover recipe, It's delicious. It's not that pretty. It's very carb overloaded. It kind of doesn't have any distinctive, oh, this is a 5-star dining experience kind of dish, but it is in spirit of a Thanksgiving meal of a fun leftover hobnosh of delicious foods to have with your friends and family, to just gorge yourself, get a couple of pounds over the break, and come back a heavier and then hopefully happier person, at least until you realize that you need to figure out your diet, because you can't have this every single day. So this is of course a vegetarian version. If you want to have the meats, you can have the turkey gravy instead of a vegetarian gravy, and you can put that beautiful amazing roast turkey pieces of meat on the layer right below the stuffing. But personally, I didn't have roast turkey right now because I refuse to roast a turkey ever again until I am actually forced to, because when I did, I'll have a link somewhere up there. It was a lot, but from there, I do hope you guys liked this video. Of course, if you did, click like. If you want to see more from what, just subscribe. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I will say time, and as usual, goodbye.